I did want to touch in. I mentioned to do with like things to do with relationships and things like that,
Okay.
and your experiences of that. My main interest with that, Andrew, and is because growing up around you, I got to kind of see from my perspective the experiences you went through. I feel like you went through a lot of awkward stages.
Yeah.
You went through a lot of awkward experiences,
Yeah.
less than pleasant for both parties, yourself and the other. And of course, now we are here today.
So
Talk to me.
Let's talk about my relationship experiences from after I finished high school.
Ooh, should we start
to
should we start it in school and then out?
no,
moving out?
because like you already know my relationships in school. It wasn't that great. I was kind of awkward, that thing. But I feel uni, or when I got into uni, is the best place to start because that's what you don't know about. Because you already know about my relationships in high school.
Okay, so just a bit of context to that. I'm gonna put in. Actually, no, don't let me talk about that. That's what I mean. I know.
Yeah.
The context isn't
like-
understood. Can you go into it in your
Like
words?
I was
just
an
want-
awkward kid. I had friends, but not really friends. That kind of thing. Didn't really associate with people. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Basically, you could say first year of your uni was basically that, but
First
I
year
was learning.
So first year uni felt very familiar to the experience in school, except there was a level of like warming that was happening.
No, that would be incorrect to say. It was more that the shit I did in school wasn't tolerated in uni.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
you've made your deja vu. Remember? Yep.
So
Okay.
I had to adapt or eternally be that awkward, weird person, right?
I'm not trying to put you on the spot or get you to say anything you're not comfortable with. What things did you do in high school that were awkward that you're comfortable talking about, if you are disclosing? Just as a, like enough of an example of the context of like the experiences you went through. And hey, I'm not trying to, and I'm thinking it's not trying to put you on the spot, make you feel embarrassing. This is something that was high school.
Yeah.
I'm only bringing it out to talk now because I like to think you're so far removed from that, and because I also use that context as the moving forward to like everything else we're gonna say. I know. Trust me. Like I want to like put as little pressure on that as much as possible because I know how hard. Because if you ask me that same question.
But like, let's be honest here, right? I didn't understand social boundaries. I'll touch girls to a degree, not in inappropriate areas, but what you would call inappropriately. And I got in a lot of trouble for that because I didn't understand. Because like it was like when you were in primary school, that shit didn't matter, and now that you're growing up and you don't understand, so.
And that was the awkward experience. Perfect.
Yeah. So
these were the awkward exchanges that we'd go
through. But here's the weird thing about high school, right? Because everyone in Sefton was kind of nice.
I have to bleep that out again. But yeah, go on.
Everyone in my high school was really nice. Basically, they came to accept what I was, and I was kind of able to learn what I should do and shouldn't do. And so they kind of accepted me that, okay, he's a weirdo. That's the way it is. But here's the thing, right? I took the weirdo tendencies into uni, and I realized that the high school I was in was incredibly nice compared to everyone else. Because me acting like a weirdo in uni got negative reactions.
Do you have a story? Do you have a story? Come on, tell me you have a story. Hey,
I don't really have a story from what I remember, but
it's just a general like experience.
It was just a general experience, right? Like, I really can't remember.
That's fine. No, I meant like, well, if anything, I've been asking you to record the experience. Was it feel like going about like you just felt
more like a general feeling, right?
It was a level of like becoming aware. Do you feel like?
Yeah, it was like that because
you're waking up to it.
I acted the same way I did in high school, and I would be in societies, and then they would be initially nice. But it would fade away quite quickly. And then I'd get like a weird vibe, but no one would tell me, or no one would point it out.
Changed a little.
Like I wasn't doing anything egregious enough to get me into trouble, but I obviously wasn't acting in a proper way, and that's why I got like the cold vibes from
uni. It was more the mannerisms and stuff like that. That awkward vibe. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I did some research.
What did you research? What did you put into Google?
Well, like for example, charisma on command. I don't know if that existed.
I watched that.
Yeah.
I watch it now to this day. Charisma and Command. I love them.
So like I watched some of that stuff to brush up on my social skills, and basically through second, third, through uni, I basically improved my social skills, and I was able to get a few dates with chicks, right? But then that's when my other problem came in, where I constantly dated chicks that were older than me, and so they would be like, no, but we only dated for like 1-2 like that kind of intermediary getting used to phase.
Like, there's going out on
And
dates,
like
yeah.
for me, it got awkward because I dated maybe 3, 4 chicks, and they would be like, when I was 19 or 18, they would be 21 or something like that, or like like when I was 18, 20. No, but then here's the thing: whenever I mentioned my age, their interest in me would evaporate. Because
so there is interest based on just talking to you, exchanging, like age.
yeah, and that. Okay, so could there be other factors? Maybe, but it's just that my relationship with these girls went downhill the moment I told them my age. Okay. So when we would be friendly with each other, when I was like talking to them, it's like, oh, I'm only 19. Then the next time I would see them in a society, they'll be like barely talking to me, really cold. So could I have done something during that period?
Could be. Or
maybe.
the age, yeah.
But for me, it's like I tell them my age, and the next time I see them, they're cold. They're not interested anymore. That kind of thing.
I mean,
but the reason why I comment this is because the way they act like I cheated them out of something, like cheated them out of their time, and maybe that could be the thing.
Damn, Andrew, how dare you not be old enough, bro? This lady's trying to set down roots, man. Her eggs need fertilizing, and you're not fucking old enough.
But I think from that experience, I kind of I think around this age, I kind of realized that let's be honest, when you're a young guy, unless you have game, it's really hard to get a chick.
Are you saying you don't have game?
I might have game, but I like at this point, I'm like, I don't care about that anymore.
Have you swallowed a bit of that red pill they've been putting around?
you can say that, but I'm still open.
I encourage that.
No, but I'm still open to a relationship, right? And
it's just that you're not stressed about it. You've got too much.
And
your mind's occupied anyways.
Yeah, and you saying, have I been touching that red pill?
Swallowing the red pill? Go on.
Well, I've probably swallowed a few, right?
A few, not just one. It's like, I really.
Okay, because let's talk about some of the stuff red pill says, right?
What's this red pill thing?
So I think it's
red
also
pill
known as
it's called
MGTOW and all that stuff.
I don't know all this shit. This is new information to me, please.
So men going their own way.
Oh.
I'm not firmly in that camp. Like, for example, if you were to provide me with a relationship, would I go for it? Yes, I would.
No one provides you it. Oh,
no, as in like
in the position. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, as in like, for example, let's say you have a party somewhere, and then I meet a chick, and then we go really, and then that thing, right? But
go on dates, talk, get to know each other, become a relationship, get to know each other more, get married, a few years, pop a few kids, have another kid, send the kid to school.
Well, that's optimal scenario, but in this modern society,
that sounds like a fucking nightmare to me.
Well, yeah, it depends on the guy, right? But
but it's like a nightmare that excites me. I like children. I'm looking forward to children.
Okay, but so for me, it's like, what I've come to realize is that when guys get into relationships, looking at people with relationships, it's not necessarily 100% pros. Sometimes it's some cons, right?
Yeah.
You as a guy can't do shit. Wait, let's not dive into this. Let's just stick with MGTOW, right? The most extreme end you can go to it is like, don't get married, improve yourself, women are nothing, That kind
very
of thing.
true.
Right? I'm not that far.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You still think women might be something?
I'm fine. I'm fine to explore relationships if the opportunity was to.
But you're
prevent
not here
itself, right?
working hard because you've got a lot of improving yourself.
Yeah.
And
Like, I'm not gonna go chase chicks around like some other guys will, because
what's your take on relationships? That was rhetorical, by the way. You don't have to.
no, but like for me, getting into a relationship with. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say the opposite sex because some other thoughts.
You don't want to. Poor Andrew, man, got this guy sweating bullets. He doesn't
No,
want to
no, no.
offend anyone.
No, because I was thinking about other
He
stuff.
doesn't want to offend chicks. Doesn't want to offend chickens, hens, roosters, ducks. He doesn't want to offend anyone.
Like it's way too complicated. But like, I probably, let's put it this way, as I've said before, if the opportunity presents itself, I would be fine to explore those opportunities. But from what I've seen, the opportunity hasn't presented itself.
And you're not here
so
trying to work hard, waste your time, waste your mind.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not.
You're
if the
not
opportunity
dedicating
doesn't-
energy and time. You can barely have the fucking energy and motivation to work out. Why the shit are you going to get the motivation
well,
to take someone out?
Well, let's put it this way. If I put more weight into that, I wouldn't be in this
You'd be-
shape.
Ooh, wait. Would you be worse off or better off?
What do you mean worse off or better off?
Well, if you put more energy in trying to get into relationships, like a lot of other guys try to do, yeah, would you be worse off, like, health-wise? Like, because remember how we're talking about you're struggling to find the stress and mental, like, motivation capacity to kind of work out, eat better, stuff like that?
Well, 100% physically I would be healthier.
Okay.
Mentally, I'm not sure.
Not necessarily, yes, which is important. I mean, which, mind you, we say that, and what you exist in now isn't even the best mental. There's a level of working on.
Yeah.
It's almost to say, like, the mental needs to happen first before the physical.
But let's put it this way, right? With some friends I've met who are in relationships or trying to chase after the relationships, I would rather prefer this mental state of mind than what they
I get it. You're like, hey, listen, I'm a little bit stressed. Work's been pumping me, but I've got my routine. I've got my Monday to Friday. That keeps you sane, because sometimes when it gets too hard, what you can do is just kind of sign out mentally and let your body go through it.
Yeah.
You just kind of log back in when it's a Saturday. And you're like, oh, wow. I get that. As opposed to when it's that and it's just like, oh. I get you.
But relationships are a lot of work, right?
Yeah,
Like-
for sure. I think people take for granted sometimes.